In this episode of Q&A Sessions, I'm going to be talking to you about how to make an impressive resume even when you don't have experience. So stay tuned. Hey, what's up? It's Gabby here from Helps2. Welcome to our channel. Before I get started, make sure you subscribe and hit that little ringer button. Y'all don't want to miss a thing from us. We have a lot of good content coming at you every single week. I'm going to jump into the question today. I got a question from one of you guys, and you asked us, how do I make a resume that's impressive without any experience? And that is a great question. So let's jump on in. Now this video is gonna be a two-parter because number one, we're gonna talk about the content of your resume, and then I'm actually gonna show you how to build a resume. And listen here, you are talking to the right person when it comes to building a resume, because I went to Boston University and I went to their business school and I could not graduate until I took a resume class, and that resume class, y'all, was so hard to pass. So I am well acquainted with how to make a good resume that will get you through the door of many employers and get you many projects that you actually want to have. I know, I actually benefit from having a good resume. First things first, let's talk about the content of your resume. Now, first of all, I want to talk about a lot of you have experience that you might not actually think qualifies as experience. So I want to just bring up things like that one time you did that volunteer project with your graphic design, that one time you worked for a nonprofit for free with your web design, or you helped them with their social media management, or that one time you helped your aunt. Remember those things? They count. Now, what a lot of people don't tell you is that you shouldn't put on your resume, I helped my aunt out in the summer of 2016. That is not appealing. What is your aunt's author name, or what is her business name? It doesn't matter if she doesn't have 50,000 subscribers or if she's not really well known. Whatever her name is, in the professional world, use it. Don't just describe it as this one thing that I did with my family member that one time or my aunt's friend. No, make it sound professional, and take everything, sit down with a notepad, paper, take everything into account that you've ever done. It all counts. For example, when I first got started in marketing, I worked for a nonprofit called The Extreme Tour. They're incredible as a ministry, as a nonprofit, but I wasn't getting paid to help out with the web work that I was doing or the poster creations and the different things that I was doing with my graphic design and web design skills. It doesn't matter. They were the first ones I ever put on my resume, and I listed out every single skill that I did with them. Hey, you can look and see right here. At the time, I was managing all of the web stuff and all of the graphic design at their nonprofit. It wasn't a major task, it wasn't a major deal, but I did it, and it was awesome, and I helped them. And I did it for quite a while. So I put it on my resume, and as you can see right here, it looks professional. You can even read what I actually wrote. There you go. Now, second thing, you can actually list your skills. When we go to actually talk about how to build the resume, like literal format later, I'll show you where to put that. But for right now, I want you to understand that it is okay if you haven't worked for 5, 6, 7 people or done huge projects, but it is okay to list your skills. Even when you have done those projects, I still list my skills. Hey, I'm proficient in the Adobe suite. Hey, I'm proficient in web design. I am good with all things Google. Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Suite, Google everything. AdWords, all the jazz with Google. I can do it all, and I can rock that. What can you rock? What can you do? Take a notebook, sit down, think about it, put those things on your resume. I don't care, and neither does anybody else if you're self-taught. That's fine. I was self-taught in all things except for all things. I did go to college for business, but I actually didn't get taught how to do social media management there. I didn't get taught how to do web design there. I didn't get taught how to do graphic design, so I had to teach myself. And I taught myself really, really well. So, and I'm getting paid to do what I do. So teaching yourself does not mean that you're not good at it. And lastly, if you are really, really lacking still after the first two things that I mentioned, things to put on your resume, I want to encourage you to throw yourself out there and do some work for free. I know some of you want to just hit me with a dart right now, but you can't because I'm on your screen and I'm not there in person. Amen. I will say this, I have done free work when I first got started so that I could build my resume, and it really helped. And I just want to say that if you don't feel like you have enough content for your resume, that it is totally okay to go out and do a free project, whether you're a designer or a writer or whatever. Go out and copyright for someone's website if you're a writer. Go out, build someone's website if you're a web designer. Go out, create someone's logo if you are a graphic designer or you want to start dealing with brands. Go out, do social media management for somebody for a couple months. Get their stats up so that you can begin to build your resume. And when an employer or someone who wants you to work with them, a future client, they say to you, so you worked with so-and-so, what were the results? You actually have some results to talk about. And you could possibly even show them a portfolio, which is a whole nother video of the results that you're trying to talk about. It's amazing. It's the best thing that I've ever done. And I know a lot of people say, oh, well, I don't want to work for free. Well, there's something about paying your dues that is so necessary in most industries. You don't always have to do it, but hey, if you're not getting any work and you don't have anything in your resume, it's time to pay your dues and do like most of the other people in your industry probably have done, work for free for a little bit. I'm not saying work for free and don't have another job or don't get paid ever. No, that's not what I'm saying. But until you get the resume that you want, do a free project here and there, do a discounted project here and there. I know it's not popular, but it will build an impressive resume. Trust me. Now I want to take you to my computer and show you exactly how I have built a resume. I'm going to show you the format that I use to get through doors, to get new clients. If they're like advertising for someone to come work for them, I'll actually send my resume. It sparks a conversation, and then I actually say, hey, I actually own my own agency and I do a lot of my own work. I work for myself. How do you feel about being my client instead of me being your employee? Usually works out pretty well, and if they don't like it, I say goodbye, and I get another opportunity anyways from my resume just being out there. My resume is sharp and yours can be sharp too. So let's go to my computer.
Now here you can see my actual resume. It has my name on it. It's the most current one. So you can see, first of all, let's just highlight my name right here. You see my name. And then I also have my doing business as name. Helps To is not only my company and we are a team, but I do business as Helps To often. So sometimes I take on a full project, which a lot of these below that I'll go on to explain are full projects that I've taken on under the name of Helps To, but I've been the one that is the primary person that's done most of the work, if not all of it. Sometimes over here, I'll put my phone number and then an email address. That's super helpful. I definitely recommend that for any of you out there who want people to actually contact you back. But in most examples, to be honest, my resume is on my personal website and I send people a link to that. That's another video, but I just wanted to give you the hard copy of my resume right now. Let's start with education right here. You can see that I put education and I actually put my education. So I graduated from Boston University, the School of Management, which they actually changed their name, so I should probably change it on here too. But I got a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. And my concentration, I put that below right here, is organizational behavior and entrepreneurship. I also had a minor, so if you have a minor and you want to put that on there, I had a religious studies minor, you can do that. What's really important is this date right here. This is the actual month and year that I graduated from college. Feels like a long time ago, but it's really important that people know that date because it is credible to let them know that you actually graduated. Experience, I put that right here, and just take a note at how I actually formatted this resume. You see education is fully to the left, it's left justified, and there's a space, and then these are all tabs, so everything is pretty in line with everything else. And even the dates, if you look to the right here, the dates are right justified, and you can see how they are fully hitting the right margin of the page, all in the same way. It might take you a little bit to figure that out, but I definitely recommend it. It is very, very sharp looking, and people are drawn to sharp looking resumes. I'm gonna get into just how I format it and actually term some of these assignments and projects and jobs that I've had over the many years I've been doing marketing. And so if you see these boxes right here, these gray boxes, I just blocked out my client's name for their own privacy, especially since a lot of them I still work with and I just want to protect them, and I don't think they dream of showing up in these videos. So that's just that. So this first client right here, I put number one, let's talk about the date. I put the date in which I started with them, and we're still working together, so I put present. And their name would be right here, and then I put where they're located, which you can kind of see below on this Martay one, which is my artist name, but it's also its own company, so that's really important to let people know, hey, I actually do work with this company. And like I said earlier in the video, there's gonna be things that you feel like are not credible enough. Yeah, working for my own music company sounds not credible to some people, but the reality is it's a company. We've had to do some major marketing with that, and it's really, really important. And I've done some great work with it, and we've had some winning moments that are important to recognize and put out. So this first client, I went ahead and I went and described what I did. So as you can see, I put designed, that's past tense, and I keep all of my sentences past tense. And they don't have to be full sentences on your resume. So it doesn't have to be, I designed a new website. No, just like get to the chase. It's kind of like short verbiage. Designed new website and made branding cohesive via Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So I'm specific, I'm to the point, and I usually try to keep each bullet one sentence. And I usually do no more than 4. As you can see, the next one is 5, but I really feel like that was important. So 3 or 4 bullets max is my recommendation. Anything beyond that, I say don't do it unless you absolutely have to do it. Increase leads and community influence with Google AdWords and Facebook advertising. So I am dropping key names to things that people would want to have my services in, like Google AdWords, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Those are huge to market on. Facebook advertising. The third bullet says create a television commercial. So that shows you I'm fluid in video and doing it well because it's going to commercial land and being on TV. And YouTube series to celebrate instructors. So if you can make a YouTube series, it's showing your skill. So my whole essence in doing this is to show my skill. Same should be true for you. Also, if you look at this second client, I really want to point out that using numbers is really awesome because it leads to credibility and it shows stats on how effective you are at whatever you're doing. For example, here, if you look at the fourth bullet, it says help them grow from 33 to 1,257 organic, so we did not use ads, and active Twitter followers. That is a huge deal. No ads, we grew with just simple organic posts because that's what they wanted, and so we did it. We built a newsletter list of over 115 subscribers in less than a year. That's that fifth bullet. These numbers, you guys, really help to point towards credibility and to show how effective, like I said earlier, I am at what I'm doing. So I just encourage you guys to do the same thing. If you have some pretty impressive numbers, for example, I've helped a company raise $70,000 in one 3-month campaign. Those numbers are huge. Now I'm gonna scroll down here and show you this bottom land right here. It says skills, and I went ahead and I put all my skills just in case they didn't grasp them in the above content, or maybe I had some skills I didn't mention. And then at the bottom I put more experience available upon request, because I actually do have like a whole nother page and a half of other projects and clients and businesses that I've worked with. So I want people to know, hey, like this is just a nice snapshot. And sometimes I'll like re-manipulate my resume. I won't make anything false, that's not what I'm saying, but I will put the companies that would speak to whoever's looking at my work the most. So if I'm like, you know, talking with a winery, I'm gonna put the companies that I've done food with in there because they are something that you drink, you know, and so they probably wanna know, how do you market food, and have you done that, and drinks, have you done that? And so I will go ahead and put different clients on my resume that actually match that kind of profile that they would think is very much like them. So that is a small gist of my resume.
I want to just encourage you that a resume gets you through the door, but it doesn't necessarily lock down the deal. I want to encourage you to watch this video right here because it shows you how to make money as a creative. Me and my team last year, we sat down and we said, you know what? Let's answer questions that people really want to know. And one was, how do I really make money as a creative or a small business owner who isn't getting any traction yet? We are telling you exactly how each of us goes about it. In that video, there's a graphic designer who used to be on our team. There's me who runs the agency, and usually I function as a web designer, and there's a writer all sitting at that panel and a couple others. You don't want to miss it. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Make sure you subscribe and peace out.